Hi guys, it's PeakYou channel and we are back with a series of tips in communication. In this video, I will show you 3 tips to become excellent in communication. In fact, you can even impress them and make them adore you in the first time you guys meet. And of course, the theories and examples in this video will be super easy for you to understand. Let's get started. Okay, we will go to the first part of this video. First tip to be excellent in communication. How to gain their trust from the first time you guys meet. What do you think is the most important factor in communicating? I know a lot of you would say, of course, in communicating, then talking is the most important thing. Some people might even say, talking to influence people is important. Well, congratulations, because all the things you listed aren't the most important things in communication. Let me tell you why. When you meet a person and they are very talkative, what they talk about is also right, not bragging, but you still hate it when you are near them. Have you ever been in that situation before? So, what is the problem? Well, there is one thing we know for sure is that talking is not the most important thing in communicate. It is attention, concentration. When you communicate but no one pay attention or concentrate in your speaking, then you have failed in communicate. Now, I will analyze these deeper and you just need to pay attention carefully so that you will never encounter any situations like these. When communicating, a lot of people get stuck in this problem. After talking for a while, you started to feel awkward. You don't know what to say anymore and you start asking questions that are nonsense. But you also cannot keep silent. If you pay attention and have skills in paying attention, your conversation will never be boring anymore. You will never end up having nothing to say anymore. Furthermore, you will never be considered an ungraceful person for talking nonsense. Especially if you pay attention when having a conversation, you will be adored and trusted very quickly. Therefore, in communicating, paying attention will win you 50%. Don't ignore the importance of attention. When you prepare for a meeting or just a normal conversation with a stranger, or maybe with someone who has a higher position than you, if you want to leave a good impression, you need to remember the key of that conversation is attention. You need to tell yourself that my number 1 priority today is attention. So what should we pay attention to? We will pay attention to 2 things. First is their words, and second is their expression. Everything in our conversation will be based on our attention, period. It's just that simple, guys. Now, I will take an example for you. You have an appointment with someone in the afternoon and it's super hot and sunny outside. He gets to the coffee shop where you guys will meet up, but he looks all tired and upset, like he is not into talking much. Something not right is showing on his face. There you go. The first thing you need to notice is his expression. It's nothing difficult. His expression is showing right in front of you. That is why talking with people who don't know how to pay attention is so boring. They can't even notice any details. They probably won't even care about how tired the guy was and would start talking right away. If you pay attention, you would notice that, oh, they were driving outside and it's a sunny day. They will need to settle first before we start the conversation. Now we can see that he is tired. Maybe a cup of coffee or iced tea could help. We can start with, oh, we should rest a bit. It's scorching outside today, isn't it? You can also ask for a wet tissue for him too. That is a bonus point. When you have nothing to say yet, considerate actions will help. Or maybe if he's not in the mood today, then let's make it a normal coffee date just to relax and arrange another time to meet up. Remember, paying attention is very important. You need to pay attention to know exactly what and when to talk. If you don't pay attention, you will ruin the conversation. You will ruin their mood and your own purpose of having a conversation with them. Now, another example. Imagine you have an overweight friend, and when talking with them, you keep mentioning about sports and exercise. They would be annoyed by that because you are talking about what they feel insecure the most. Okay, how about you go out on a date with your girlfriend? It's the first date. You arrived at her house and are waiting for her to come out. When she is out, she keeps looking at her shoes like she would talk and do something and would look down at her shoes. You need to pay attention to know what her actions mean. Maybe that is her new shoes, or if not new, then maybe that is her favorite one. You can compliment on her shoes like, "That's a very pretty shoes you're wearing today." Just a simple sentence, and according to their expression, you can come up with the next sentence after. But make sure that when you make compliment, it has to be honest. Do not lie and do not say anything negative about them. If you don't like it, then you don't have to mention about it. You can talk about something else, such as her outfit or maybe her lipstick color today. For example, you saw her posted on Instagram story yesterday, complaining about how stressed she is about her work. Then you can ask her how she's doing and does she want to share about work? Maybe you can give her some advice, or at least you can be there for her. There is nothing difficult to apply this tip in our daily life. Alright, another example for you guys. You sit next to a guy who is older than you in your nighttime English class. This situation is very common in life. Some people attend to their class but never say anything. They never speak up. So in this situation, you can ask him, what does he do for a living? Ask basic questions to make a conversation with him. Maybe, what is his name? Why did he choose to take this class? And based on his answer to go on with the conversation. If he say he works in technology field, you can go on with, oh, is it like IT or programmer? These fields are pretty hot lately. People who work in this field are so talented in my opinion. Remember to not say anything negative and you will be safe. So, in conclusion, the most important thing in communication is paying attention. Attention is like the biggest gift you can give people when talking with them, and they will adore you and trust you very quickly. Let's get to our second tip to become excellent in communicate. The second tip is that you need to know how to research about their hobby when talking. This is too easy to do, everyone, and even if you only meet them for the first time. Talking to someone without knowing what their hobby is means you have lost a superpower tip in life. It would be such a waste. It is a must to know people's hobby when talking with them. And in fact, it's really easy to know what is their hobby. We are living in this modern generation. Everything is shown on their social media accounts. Even the people who live low-key will still show something about themselves online. Let me tell you an example about how amazing the conversation would be when you know their hobby. Imagine you are a newbie at work, and this is the first week you go to work. You go out for lunch with everyone at their usual lunch place, and you sit next to your boss. Okay, this is your chance. Before starting your work this week, you already took a look at your boss' Instagram, and you could see that he is into soccer. You can start the conversation with him. Oh, Ethan, did you watch Chelsea's games last week? Of course, he will respond back to you. You can go on with this topic, and ask what is his favorite team, who is his favorite player. Based on his answer, we can keep the conversation going, guys. In reality, I have seen so many people that are close with their bosses. It's because they share the same hobby beside work. They don't just talk about it, they even hang out after work. Therefore, if you don't know their hobby, when having a conversation, you are wasting an easy way to be loved by everyone, especially your bosses. The ability in communication is one thing. They will think that you are such a friendly person. They can share their stories with you because they trust you. Humans are still an emotional creatures, right? They will have tend to trust what they actually like. In fact, that is so easy to see in our daily life. But what would happen if you meet up with someone you never know before? You don't have their Instagram or Facebook account. Let's go back to the guy in our English class earlier. We don't have any information about him, no connection before to know what he likes. Well, in this situation, you can always ask them what they like. In most situations, they will enthusiastically respond back to you because hobby means they are interested in it. Everyone loves talking about their hobby. Of course, there will be situations when they are too low-key, but I guarantee with you, they will still enjoy talking about their hobbies. Back to the example about the guy in our English class. We were talking about technology, weren't we? Now, you can switch the topic and ask if he plays game when he's free, or maybe playing sports, or what is his hobby during his free time. Well, if none of them are his hobby, but he will probably tell you that he is into reading. And you can base on his hobby to go on and make open questions. Which book should I read? Can you give me some recommendations? They can never stop talking about their hobby. Don't forget to pay attention to the conversation. When he recommends you books, you should take your phone out and take note its name. You can also search about the book and talk about it. Wow, this one is rated 5 stars on Goodreads. I'm excited to buy it now. You need to pay attention when he speaks. Don't be distracted by whatever that is in your mind. The person that you are talking to can either be a professor, a successful businessman. So you will for sure learn a lot from their experiences. Let's wrap up our second tip. If you don't know what their hobby is when having a conversation, then you have decided to throw away the chance to become excellent in communicating. Now, we will get to the third tip of this video. This is the last tip in this video to become excellent in communicating. In our daily life conversations, we need to know that we are having a talk, not a fight with anyone. Someone would be talking about their kids are studying in NYU, then you suddenly say, "Oh, my kids are studying in Stanford. They all live in USA." Or maybe your friend brought you a gift from her trip to Texas, and you would be, "I just came back from a month traveling around Asia. Now I'm a bit tired of traveling." Well, you just put them down and make them don't want to talk to you anymore. You make them feel insecure. I'm not saying 100% in this situation people will feel insecure, but trust me, many breakdowns and frustrated in communication is from these type of situation. Whatever they are talking, you come up with something that is better than them. What you say could be right, but you gotta pay attention to their feeling, their expression. What is the point of talking with them when all you say hurt their feeling and make them insecure? Just have a normal conversation. There is nothing to win or lose here. I'm being honest with you. If you want to share with them about something, just talk with them. You don't have to wait until they bring it up and then talking like you are showing off. You need to be polite when communicate too. Even if you have a bigger trip than them, more expensive wine than theirs, hold it back to yourself. You don't have to show it off. In a lot of situations, showing off like that can only make them dislike you because you are putting them down. In my opinion, the biggest gift in a conversation is that have they liked you or trusted you yet? After the conversation, if you still haven't gained their trust, then that conversation is meaningless to me. Showing off doesn't help at all. Some people even make a fuss and turn the conversation into a fight. If you want a competition, go compete in other fields. There are a lot of other competition out there. Look for beauty pageant competitions, MasterChef or Sugar Rush game show. For example, you hate someone, you won't even want to meet them, not to mention having a talk fight with them. Once you decide to have a conversation, give them your attention and never mistake it to a competition or a fight. Practice this and you will be attracted. You will gain their trust. When they like you, they would want to give the best to you. They have this well-paid job that they want to introduce to you. They have this story from this business trip that maybe you can learn from it. I believe that some of you know a person like that, and for who that is in a manager position would understand this. There will be a person that you trust so much and you always want to introduce them to a better position. And we have come to an end of today's video. I hope that these will be very helpful in your life and somehow make your life better. Wish you luck in improving your communicating skills, everyone. Thank you for watching PeakYou channel and don't forget to subscribe our channel. See you in our next video.